Hey guys, welcome back, brothers and sisters, to another episode here at the BeDistinct channel. We got a Supercharger G35. Let me go ahead and set you guys down here real quick. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and respond to one of your comments. You guys said, can you make another video on the top 3 performance parts on a G35? And I've been doing my G35 for about 3 years. I've made a video about this in the past, but I wanted to do an update video now that I have a little bit more experience. What's best out there for the G35, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you that list. So without further ado, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you found this helpful, and also go ahead and click on the link down below. Check out all their new merch, their wheels, and if you need any parts, go ahead, man. It's a one-way stop. You need tires, wheels, suspension, anything, they got everything. Go ahead, check them out. You guys want to know something funny about this video? Is that I'm about to give you 3 mods, right? Top 3 mods for the G35, and I only have one of them after 4 years. Anyways, you'll understand why in a second, but let's go ahead and pop the hood. Mod number 1 that you should probably consider getting, every G35 almost has it. It's a basic bolt-on. You just slap it on and you can drive it. You will feel a little bit of gains, but mostly feel it once you get a tune, and I'll explain that towards the end of the video, so don't even worry about it. But first mod I'm recommending is a Motordyne or Z1 Plenum Spacer right here. Okay, obviously I don't have it, but here's a picture right there. This is what your OEM Plenum manifold looks like. You can go ahead and add a spacer, so it makes it, the airspace in the middle makes it a little bit bigger, therefore having more air, putting a little bit more fuel, you get more power. You know what I'm saying, baby? I had my Z1, and Z1 is also just as great. Just slap it on. You don't have to get a tune or anything, just slap it on and you can go ahead and drive it. It will give you a little bit higher end power, but you will mostly 100% feel it when you get a tune. Okay, like I tell everybody, you can add mods, you won't really feel the gains from it, but once you get a tune, the tune basically realizes or unlocks the power and the potential of all the mods that you've added to your car. So with that being said though, the Plenum Spacer is definitely one bang for your buck. It costs around $180, $190 last time I bought it. I don't know the prices today. You know, gas prices are expensive, so I actually haven't checked. But here's a picture with the updated price, so go ahead, check that out. Don't miss out on that. Second mod I recommend, this one's kind of cheating because it's actually multiple mods in one, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Second thing I would recommend for all of you, not even just for a G35, any car, is to get a full exhaust. Okay, get a full exhaust for your G35. I'm talking about test pipes and a catback that replaces your white pipe, your single exit, double exit, whatever. Just get a full exhaust. That's gonna go ahead and flow the exhaust from the engine a lot faster outward, giving you more power when you get a tune. But it's also gonna unlock that freaking sound engine of your car, man. It's gonna sound like a beast. Currently in my car, I have 1320 performance test pipes that I bought at the shop. It's actually located here in Elk Grove, about 30 minutes, which is actually pretty freaking cool. I have a Z1 Motorsports white pipe. I wouldn't actually recommend it. You can experience a little bit of exhaust leaks and a lot of hissing, so I wouldn't quite recommend it. I would actually recommend a ISR white pipe. It doesn't have any joints. It's all one piece, and you will prevent any freaking exhausting, so I would prefer that one. And then in the back, I have a Z1 Motorsports single exit. It's good if you're on a budget. It performs awesome. I love it. It sounds great. But if you guys are into other things like Tome also sounds great. If you have a higher budget and you want like the best noise, you can go ahead and get a Motordyne dual exit exhaust. Those sound really cool. It's not super loud, but it's loud enough that you'll hear it, and it sounds amazing. Like I said, the exhaust is just going to help flow the exhaust gases a lot faster, resulting in more power. So definitely when you get a chance, go ahead and pick up an exhaust for your car. If not anything, get the exhaust before you get the intake, the Plenum. Okay, it's just like, why wouldn't you want to hear your car a little bit louder? Everybody wants to hear their car a little bit louder. So mod number 3 that I would recommend is an air intake system for your car. Obviously I don't have one since I'm boosted, but at the time I will tell you what I had. I'm gonna go ahead and create a subcategory. I'm gonna give you guys 3 recommendations, and then at the end I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did and what I would do if I had started all over. Okay, but I'm gonna give you guys 3 options because I know a lot of you guys are different people, different tastes, different needs, and I'm trying to give you guys an option for all of you guys. Okay, I'm gonna start with option number 1. You are on a budget, you just want your car to breathe better, and that's it. Okay, if that's the case, here's what I recommend for you. Here's a picture of the OEM air system setup for the G35. Okay, I actually have one right here in the back. Actually, here's the OEM setup for the G35. You guys will see that your air tube is pretty skinny. This is 2.5 inches. Okay. Anyways, you guys have this little spring right here. You guys have this little spring. This is gonna affect you guys. It's small, and this is just, I don't like this. So you're gonna go ahead and replace this whole tubing that you guys see in the OEM G35, and you're gonna go ahead and replace that with a Z tube. A Z tube is gonna look very similar to my charge pipe here. Just gonna go one straight tube right here, one fixed tube. It doesn't have any springy or anything like that. It's just one tube there. From there, here's a picture. You can copy it on Z1 Motorsports, and you can go ahead and attach it to the box that we had over there. And just so you guys know, that's exactly what I did. That's why I have a K&N air filter in there. So that was option number one. That was the budget option. Option number two is for those people who don't want that stock look. They don't want the stock look. They want the look of an intake. They want to see that big filter on there. Here is what I recommend. Okay, we got two subcategories. So I got categories on the categories on the categories. Here's the two categories under there. You got a cold air intake and you got a short ram intake. Quick benefits and drawbacks about those short rams: they're short, so the air intake will be close to the engine. It'll soak up all that heat from the engine, and you could experience some heat soaking, which will decrease your performance in hot summer days like here in California during the summer. So that's one drawback to it. One benefit from it is that you will hear the freaking intake suck in the air, and it sounds pretty freaking awesome. So I definitely appreciated that when I had one. Colder intake, the filter will not sit up here with the engine. The intake will have another tube leading the intake down here, so you'll have like a filter down here, right? And the benefit to that is that it's not close to the engine. The filter is down here, so all the air coming in while you're driving on the freeway is giving it to the intake, so the air is a lot cooler, right? Because it's not coming from the engine, it's coming from the atmosphere out here, and usually the atmosphere is a lot cooler than the engine bay, right? So that's why it's called the cold air intake. So that's one of the benefits from it. Some of the drawbacks I could see happening is that if it's a rainy day and you freaking drive through a puddle, that water you have a high probability of having that water being sucked into your air intake and possibly hydrolocking your engine, maybe, potentially. As far as performance differences, I honestly don't think there's a huge difference between a cold air intake and a short ram intake that's noticeable, that you'll feel like, oh yeah, this sucks, like the other one's way better. I don't think the difference is that big. So I thought I was gonna give you guys 3 options, but I'm actually gonna give you guys 4. I'm gonna give you the California special intake. Okay, here in California we have the special thing called the state rev. You guys don't want to go through that because it's the worst feeling ever, right? And it's the worst waste of your time ever. If you don't live in California, you actually don't have to listen to this. You can actually just skip to the last option. But if you live in California, everything's illegal, right? And this supercharger kit that I have is actually legal because it has this EO sticker, this carb legal EO number, right? You want to keep it legal here in California, the third option I would recommend is the Z1 Motorsport intake. It's carb legal. It is a short ram, so you'll have to deal with that, but it's short intake, it's carb legal, it looks beautiful, and it comes with a beautiful carbon fiber Z tube intake. It looks absolutely gorgeous. If you're looking into show cars and all like that, that intake would look absolutely phenomenal with your build. So now the last option for air intake that I'm gonna recommend, that I decided to go with at the very end before boosting my G35, that this is for all you fast boys out there that you just want to unlock maximum power potential out of your G or Z. Okay, this is gonna go for you guys. I would recommend a bigger intake to your car. So you guys saw the OEM intake. It was 2.5 inches in diameter, right? When you upgrade to an intake, usually they upgrade them by half an inch, so you'll see a 3-inch, right? So you'll see a 3-inch, so it's slightly bigger. But when I mean bigger, I mean 3.5 or above. The one I decided to go with was a 3.5 inch intake from Admintune. Okay, that's a whole inch in diameter bigger than your OEM one. That one, since the tube is considerably bigger than the OEM, you cannot just bolt it on and drive. Okay, since the tube is 1 inch bigger, that is considerably bigger than the OEM one, so the OEM computer will have trouble acknowledging all the new air flowing in, right? So with that being said, with that intake, you do have to get a tune. This is why I had trouble recommending this, because I cannot just tell you, hey bro, this is gonna give you the most power, and then have someone just go ahead and install it, and then they're like, why is my car bogging? Why is my car doing this? Like, oh, it's because you had to get a tune, and a tune is an extra mod, and I don't want to be out of top 4 mods, right? So Regardless of all your mods, you should always consider getting a tune because it'll unlock all your gains. The car will feel so much better, it will be faster, and it'll just overall be a better car. But I just want you to let you know that if you want the most power out of your intake, it'll be a bigger intake. I had the Admin 3.5 intake and I would 100% recommend it. It did wonders for me. But that's the only disclaimer I want to make, is you will have to get a tune. You cannot drive it off the bat. You cannot drive it for 5 days and then I would recommend that you freaking go get it tuned. So that's the only drawback. It does come with a tune. Tune's gonna cost you around $1,200. It's expensive, but I mean it is what it is. But the intake for the most power is I would recommend a bigger intake, a bigger diameter intake. Now before I let you guys go, I do want to hear your top 3 mods because I am curious. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully it guides you in a little bit of a direction. And that's all for today, folks. Like I said, don't forget to comment down your top 3 mods. Go ahead, I'm curious to see. I want to see how wrong I am, but go ahead down in the comment section. I want to hear your guys' response, and I'll catch you guys next episode. Peace out, guys. Peace.